Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. In the place to be. This is Carrie Mubarak, wooingnature.life. Where are we? We are headed toward Gemini. Gemini people, how's it going? Hope everything is good. Hope you guys are maintaining. My guess is that you're probably mentally somewhere in the middle, not worrying about too much. Or either you're just letting the information float over your head, one or the other. I don't know, could be both. The main thing to keep in mind is that we are moving away from some of this very intense restriction that we've been under. Now, that is not to say that we will not be under restriction in relationship to coronavirus. You have to understand that these things are along a spectrum. So some things are happening simultaneously, and some of you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Some things are happening simultaneously, like there is the moving away from the old constructs. There is the development of the new constructs. You can't have one without the other, otherwise you have chaos, right? So in order to not have chaos, the universe, in its divine wisdom, will allow for there to be this space where everybody is kind of just maneuvering until things kind of get synced up like this. And that's where we are right now. So you'll have to be patient. You'll have to wait. You'll have to spend some time probably away from the fray. Not around a whole lot of people. Just trying to assimilate. Now, the thing of it is, Gemini, is don't try to assimilate everything because it is a lot of information. You have to remember that we're moving toward a collective. We are not a collective mindset and not toward an individual mindset, because the individuation, we have figured that out. We figured out where that takes us and what we're doing and how it has helped, and then also how it has harmed, and we know the extent to which we need to explore that territory at this point. At least some of us have. So now we're ready to move on to the next thing. We're starting to rethink how we want our structures to be. We're rethinking how we want our government to be. You know, there's a lot of things in question. How are we seeing each other? In terms of race and gender and age, all of it. We're looking at all of those things right now, and we're paying very close attention. And hopefully, we are making decisions that are inclusive. We are making decisions that will allow us to be able to work toward the common good together without so much separation. It seems right now that that is an impossibility, but nothing is impossible as long as there are those who are ushering forward into the new. So I am going to be reading today from Alana Fairchild, the Sacred Rebels. I'll pull one card from that deck, and then I am going to look at who's coming towards you, but we're going to do it with the Animal Spirits deck, Colette Baron Reed, and then we will finalize your reading today with the Zillich Tarot. Christine Zillich, wonderful watercolor Thoth deck. If you want to check it out, if you want to see the whole deck, check out the art of the deck, Christine Zillich, and it's also on this channel. So I'm going to take a pause for the calls, and then I'm going to come back with the cards, and then we'll get started. Hold tight. All right, so we are in the Sacred Rebels Oracle. There she is. This is a tried and true deck. Always get a good card out of this deck. Always get some meaningful, substantive messages from this deck. So for those of you who are interested in them and you don't have this one and you like inspirational but truthful messages, this is a good deck to have. All right, Gemini, we are looking at November for you. This is in November. Messages for November. Okay. So you got two cards. I'm going to let you have both of them. I'm going to be obedient to the spirit. We have the Sacred Clown, one of my favorite cards, and then Release the Dark Wound and Let Love Live. So those are the two messages for you right now. Let me see where we're going. So the sacred fool for me is associated with the sacred clown. We think about Kokopelli. We think about Heyoka. We think about Elegba, or we also think about other trickster spirits that are associated with the sacred clown. For those of you who have studied this this energy, this spirit, then, or the spirit of that kind of thing, then you know that it's associated with laughter and using humor to teach, or being a prankster or something like that. Now, in today's society and climate, sometimes it's difficult to do that because people are very extremely sensitive. So I will say, Gemini, with your biting wit, that you'll want to just be mindful, especially during your Mercury retrograde times, that you're not overdoing it and, being hurtful in your words. But outside of that, use humor in your own life. And then also the other thing is that if you can dish it out, you can also take it, right? So you learn how to be light with yourself, okay? I'm going to get to the actual text in just a minute, but I'm just doing my general read. All right, and then it says, release the dark wound and let love live. Now, I've been getting for at least 2 to 3 weeks to surrender to love. It's time to surrender to love. And what has come to me about it is that when you do surrender to love, then there's no fear there. You know that whatever it is that is related and connected to the spirit and the energy of love is what you're going to accept. It's the things that you're going to connect to. Those are the things that are going to also connect to you. When you are steeped in negativity, then it's hard for you to see that. But when you surrender to love and say, you know what, I'm going to let love rule in my life. I'm going to let love be in charge of everything that I do. Everything I do, I'm going to do with love. And if I can't do it with love, I just don't. Or it could be, I'm only going to accept in my life the things that I know reflect love. Someone who I know loves me, who I know is protective of me, or not just protective, but actually loves. So, these are the things that you want to kind of wrap your mind around. So anything that is a wound, that was a hurt, a pain, disappointment, where it leads to anger or some deep level of frustration or angst or depression, any of that would be considered in the shadow. It's time to let love live, and then you can move in light, okay? And that's without judgment. That's without judgment, because everybody has a dark side and light side. There's dark and light, otherwise we wouldn't be dealing with it, right? So you have to know both sides of yourself, and you have been exploring both sides of yourself, Gemini, and now, or you've been exploring one side of yourself, and now you got to explore another side of yourself. That's what I'm getting specifically. All right, so I'm starting with release the dark wound and let love live. It says, if we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. Oh, that is so important for you parents out there. Very important message for parents. You can't force anything. You have to let things progress in their own way. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you're thinking of publishers before you've even written a book, if you're comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided that you're not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've even given everything you've got and asked for divine help, oh, that's key. You've given everything you've got and you've asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. That's true. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different? Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly bend the project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted, they were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved nor allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation of your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be without judgment, without criticism, even without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. Well, I told y'all, Sacred Rebels ain't no joke. All right, I'm moving right along because I don't feel like I need to say anything. That just speaks for itself. It certainly does. It certainly does. All right. So now we're on to the Sacred Fool. The Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real or not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated to nor controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. The oracle heralds a time, now or imminent, when you feel inspired, alive, or passionate for what you can offer the world. It says to you, don't try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think about what you're doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat while doing it, fine. The sacred fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The sacred fool in you trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. Oh gosh, the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in the radical spontaneity of life. So the sacred fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heartstrings, not into fear and doubt by controlling machines of mass media. This oracle brings you a message. It's time for you to play. It's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved and unscripted way. The more bizarre, left of field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This might not feel safe or appropriate at first, and that's okay. That's actually good. It's a sign that you are breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It's time to move beyond them now because a bigger life adventure is calling you, and this is wonderful news. It is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so that you will become the conduit through which miracles and crazy wild synchronicity can occur. You are becoming more electric. You are more plugged into the apparent randomness of life. Apparent because there is a refined intelligence behind it all, and that's what attracts you to it. Gemini. The sacred fool goes with this without having to understand any of it. As you take this journey, you may find that people around you are challenged. You might unintentionally cause them to rethink the way they live their lives. They may question whether the way they're living is the only way for them or even the best way. At first, they may react rather than take responsibility. The sacred fool in you doesn't engage with this. It is what it is, and it rises and falls as it will. It doesn't stop you from your merry dance of unconventional being. If you find yourself making choices that have others questioning your sanity, then you are right on course. You may feel that you are quite possibly going insane, but you're not crazy. You're just approaching enlightened awareness. There is a moment, sometimes a rather long one, when we wake up to life, shed our attachment to mass opinion, and float in a completely different state of being. Wow, wow, wow. I like it, Gemini. I like that on you. I think that's going to be good for you. I think that you'll be able to just, free yourself and have a little reckless abandon. You deserve it. And I also feel that, it is time to get out of your head a little bit and kind of let love rule. Okay? All right, so moving right along, we're in Colette Baron Reid, Spirit of the Animal, the Spirit Animal Oracle. I will mess the name of this up every time. It's the Animal Spirits deck. That's what I'm calling it, okay? That's not what it's called, though. Spirit Animal Oracle is what it's called. All right, let's get it right. All right, so we're looking at who's coming towards you, Gemini, but we're looking at it in terms of animal spirits. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pull just three people types, specific personality types, and then also what they may be there, why they may be present in your life in November. This is specifically for November, not for your whole life, just for November. People to be on the lookout for, people to pay attention to. All right, that's my last shuffle here. All right, let's see what we got for Gemini. Ooh, oh, all right. We've got hawk spirits around you. We got hawk spirits coming in. Hawk people are visionaries. They have the ability to have very keen focus. They have very keen focus. They usually have they can be ideas people, but not necessarily. I don't want to say that, but they're definitely in leadership positions, or they may take leadership positions, but the type of leader that they are is a visionary leader. They know how to get what they want. They know how to go get what it is that they're looking for. This card says to let your spirit be the guide. So I'm going to say let your spirit be the guide on who these people are. Usually they don't travel with a whole lot of people. They're by themselves. They may be in high positions, but that doesn't necessarily mean their job title, right? But they sit in high positions, like either people look up to them, or they could actually be in a higher position in relationship to your work or your work environment, but definitely leadership people. Then we got these fox spirits, which fall right in line with that sacred clown. So there may be some other people around you with this energy. Fox people are clever. They are sly. Some of them might be slick. So, you just, look at the whole spectrum there. Foxes they are kind of related to Coyote. They're like Coyote's little brother. So these people may be younger than you, Gemini, or it could be somebody that, brings a youthful energy around you. They are quick moving animals as well. This card says to think on your feet. So when you're around them, they may cause you to, I feel like these people are sort of kindred with you, Gemini, in that, they'll make you think on your feet, and you like that about them. Okay. Coy. They got something else going on, though. Trust me. Fox people, whatever they got going on, they got something else going on. Yes, indeed. All right. And then we got some squirrel spirits around you. These people are busy. They are working. They are nesting. They are putting things away for later. They would be good people to talk to about how to handle your finances, how to squirrel away money or squirrel away what it is that you're looking for. But they're very busy, but they're also very playful. So again, when we talked about the sacred clown, these people would also be good to have around you in relationship to that. Because after they do their work, they're the type of people, after they do all of what they're going to do, then they're having a ball. And usually they're having a ball when everybody else is scraping, trying to pull it together. They're like, hey, what's wrong with y'all? Let's have some fun, And they're very playful. So I think that that's a good deal there. All right, so those are the people coming towards you, Gemini. Pay attention to those little spirits. And then I also encourage you to go to your Google search or whatever search you like to search in, and look up these animals. Find out about their habitat, their behaviors, what they do. Something in there may further edify you about the people and also the way to deal with them, the way to manage their energies, because depending on who you are and how you get down, some of these people may throw you off like a fox energy you might have fun with, but then others of you might be like, I don't trust this fox. You know what I mean? So you have to know how to deal with those people. Same thing with the hawk energies. You know, they might be a little bit standoffish and you like, why they so standoffish? It's because they up there thinking about their next move. And that might be the very person that you need to talk to, because they may have some information for you, or they might be headed towards something significant, you know. Anyway, I'm on to the tarot. Okay. And I am in the Zillich Tarot, by the way. This is Christine Zillich. Again, you can check that out on the Art of the Deck. The first card up is the Sun. So that's a good sign. That means that you're headed toward the east. And headed toward the east means that there are doors opening. There is enlightenment. There is knowledge to be gained. There is new life ahead. There's opportunities probably, and the opportunities are specifically associated with you being able to connect to your will center or your power center. Okay, that's about the third chakra. So if you guys need to work on your third chakras, or if you need third chakra work, or you might need other work to open up your third chakra, let us know. All right, so then we have the Nine of Cups here, and in this image I see somebody dancing and, you know, just open and free and moving in your own rhythm, moving with your own synchronicity. I see a dance of life here. I see you engaged in a dance of life, Gemini, which could be with yourself. It could be with another person as well. Here, but I think that it's a blossoming that's happening for you, and that's really great. You're going to be able to make some connections here with this universe card. The connection is that you're going to be able to actually see these layers that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. You're going to be able to see that, okay, this thing is going on simultaneously, and you have the knack for it because you know how y'all are. I'm teasing. So you all have the ability to be able to see that. And so you're going to notice that, oh, this is this layer, and then this is this layer, and then this is this layer. And I'm in this layer right here, but this layer and this layer is over here. And so be it. You may have connections in multiple layers. And when I'm talking about layers, I'm talking about layers of reality, honestly. We didn't think we were going to get here, but we're here, and it's where we will be able to perceive the alternate realities. And some of us already perceive alternate realities, so it's not new to us, but for other people, it's going to be very new to you. And so that's why they said you're not going crazy. This is probably stuff that you didn't even know was going on or whatever, but you're starting to see the new you're starting to see the alternate realities. Okay, and that's what the Sun is about and the East is about. All right, Gemini, y'all on the come up. Okay. All right, anything else here? I was getting ready to say that's all they gotta say. We all ended up with 2 Sacred Rebel cards, so be it. All right, Prince of Wands. This is you having power and over territory. So this is about territory. It's about knowing your territory, okay? And you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm saying. You'll know what it is. For some of you, your territory is your home. For some of you, your territory is work. For some of you, your territory is your neighborhood. For some of you, your territory might be the whole daggum city, or might be the whole daggum state if you're the governor. That could be your territory, so it doesn't matter. The thing of it is that you have to have an understanding of what your territory is and what your role is, and you have to exercise your authority. Okay? And it really is about understanding yourself so that you don't become a petty tyrant or something, right? So you got to watch the ego part of it, and part of that is dealing with fire. So for those of you who do fire things or you work with fire, that's very significant. For those of you who don't, you might want to light some candles, or you might want to put some fire energy around you. Light a fire if you're in an area where it's getting cool. You might want to do a fire bonfire or something, throw some logs in the fire pit and just sit in meditation. You can do meditations around your territory, like what your role is and that kind of thing. And then the things that come to you in meditation, make sure you write those down, because those will be your personal guidance. It's about finding answers within. It's about finding your answers within. Okay, there we go. There's the Emperor. See, we're talking about territory now. We're talking about your role in your position as Emperor. Emperor is the one that sets boundaries, regulations, policies, procedures, new rules. Yes, for the territory, whatever it might be. For some of you, this is about about your home. Some of you have to take command of your home. You have to set the boundaries. You have to set the rules in your home, because things may be chaotic there. You need to understand that that is your position. Your role is to guardian that territory, right? And not to do it passively, but do it actively, because that's what the wands are about. That's what fire is about. Fire, nobody play with fire. You don't play with fire, right? Yeah, so some of you got to take charge of your home. Some others of you are in a position at work of leadership, but you're not taking command of the situation. And now everybody's feeling floppy because they don't know what to do, and you're in charge, but you're trying not to, rock the boat or something. Okay, you need to understand that this is your territory. You are the person who is governing it, or you're the one who's over it, and you're going to have to handle it. Okay. So that's what this time period in November is all about. I see November all over that Emperor. I do. It looked like the month of November. So that's where your attention is going to be focused. And yes, it's going to require discipline on your part. It's going to require you to have an understanding of what it is that you are doing there. That goes back to this right here. Anything else for Gemini? Let's see what else they got. They on fire with you. They on fire with you, Gemini, today. All right. Ace of Swords. Here's you. Here's your energy. This is your power. This is your strength. This is your energy. It's power of the mind. So you have to use the power of the mind in this situation too. Now, I know before we talked about like getting out of your mind so that you can access some other places. That's a part of this ascension process. This is a part of you being able to perceive this, but it doesn't mean you're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because in order to be to actively put parameters, like I said, policies, procedures, whatever that is, rules, order in place, you have to. It's very much a sword situation. You got to think. You better think. You have to think. And then you're good at that, right? So now that you've had all your thoughts and you've written down all the things that are important to you and of value to you, now you can start putting some words around it, or you can start putting some ideas around it. And that includes how you have felt about a certain thing. Well, I felt that my opinion was not respected in this household. And because I felt that way, that now I'm going to express my opinion. I'm going to demand that everybody shut up while I speak. And then I'm going to do the same for you. So you set up some rules around how you're going to conduct yourself, how you're going to run your situation. Are you going to be iron fisted, or are you going to be laissez-faire? Okay. So you have to figure out how you're going to go about doing that. And the main thing is to be honest with yourself about your feelings, be clear about your thoughts, and then lay that on the table, and then let it marinate, let it do what it does from there. So, yeah, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. So there's going to be, there's a couple of things going on for you, Gemini. Like there's a lot of new information happening. So you're not going to be able to make your rules and your policies based on what happened or what used to be, because literally things are coming at you so fast. Things are coming at you so fast. I'm sorry. Things are coming at you so fast that you're not going to be able to there's no way that you can be in the past, is what I'm saying. Like, even if you feel like you're trying to be, you're like, oh, I can't do that because I just got this new information today. So former rules do not apply. The stuff that I thought was going to be, that was clear to me yesterday, it's got a whole different meaning today. That's how fast things are moving. So that's what I'm talking about. You're not even going to be able to dwell that much in the past because stuff is going to move pretty rapidly for you. All right. Anything else for Gemini for November? That's quite a lot. It's a lot to take in, but I see that the fish are in here jumping. So let's see if they're going to speak. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else for Gemini for the month of November? Maybe they go, oh, no, I told you the fish were jumping. Oh, the fish are jumping. And the cotton is high. We got a Queen of Swords here in effect. Queen of Swords energy is I'm seeing a lot of things here. I'm seeing masks in this picture. So I would say something about masking in relationship to this. This could be a woman that is coming into your life, or a feminine energy that is surrounding you. But I am seeing the masks here. I'm also seeing the jeweled crown. So my guess is that this energy is more or less about removing the mask and finding your crown, really connecting to your crown chakra. I think that this stuff that's happening here for you, whether it's downloads or information of a spiritual nature that's coming through, is helping to clarify this, where there have been masking, where masking has been happening, or whether you have been masking or somebody around you has been masking. But there is a divine intelligence that I'm seeing here with the Queen of Swords in this particular case. And I'm seeing that that's coming in the winter. So maybe not so much for November, but looking ahead into December, that may be the case. Now, the Queen of Swords is associated with being a very serious type of energy. Somebody who is discerning, and doesn't hold their tongue about it. So people take the Queen of Swords seriously. She's not somebody to be, toyed around with. So regardless of the gender, that's the